Alright guys, so next topic, we're going to be talking about Xbox One X. You know, why would you choose to buy that over, say, a PC?
Yeah, what benefits are there to anything comparable to if you're a PC gamer?
Why don't we go to our PC gamer?
Okay, so what I have to...
Oh, Jonah, go ahead. No, please, go ahead.
My Apple...
Yeah, please.
Okay, so
we can waste a good few minutes.
Unlike PCs, Xbox is powered by a gerbil on a wheel. It's clean energy. Okay, you'll take over from here.
Chris, back to you.
Oh, that moment was
you gotta
brought to
feed
you
your
by
power brick.
Jonah.
Liquid cooling.
So, the argument, and I don't know, I know a lot of people have been spinning this wheel a lot, and many tables...
Like the hamster wheel.
Yeah.
We just talked about.
Many tables across America have hosted people discussing the benefit of which is $500 worth it if you already own a PC that could probably do more.
Well, I mean, I think the question really should be, is that with the price point,
Yeah.
is it worth... Can you make something comparable to the Xbox One for the price?
Because no matter what, you can always turn to anyone with a PC
4K.
and be like, oh yeah, well I paid $1,300, but mine's really amazing. Of course, it's going to be better than the Xbox One. But for the price and for what's in it,
if you're comparing apples to, it's really hard because you're never going to be able to compare apples to apples here because
the way the architecture is for the Xbox,
right? Hands down, the way that they describe the architecture of the Xbox One X is truly genius. You know, the power management, the cooling system, everything about it.
You're selling me on the system, Chris.
It's really
tell me more.
Continue while I pre-order the console.
Yeah, it's pretty
Get me
amazing
too,
stuff.
Jonah.
But here's the thing, like, you know, if you break down to the sum of its parts, like it's, you know, CPU and GPU and things like that, the answer is yeah, if you consider I already have a 4K monitor, so we're assuming that everybody who owns an Xbox One X has a 4K television, or at least a 1080p television. Is that safe to assume?
I hope so, because you don't have any other connection anymore.
I still play on my CRT.
You have to use an HDMI port.
So let's break it down to the consumer. So if I specifically want this premium console, let's assume that I have a 4K TV. Is that safe?
Sure.
Can we do that? So
you know what happens when you assume, though.
But yeah, that's true. So if you have a 4K monitor or a television and you're getting your Xbox One X, okay, you're basically buying this computer that only plays video games and does what the Microsoft Corporation wants you to use your Xbox for. It's not a PC, but it is a comparable PC at a low-end cost. So let's say $500 is what it's priced at right now. Is that with? That's not with tax. Okay, so that's $500 and
U.S. dollars.
Let's assume that you had an Xbox One or One S, so you have hardware that will be compatible with your Xbox One X, right? So they're saying that
all the controllers are going to work on Xbox One, Xbox One S, Xbox One X.
All right, so you don't have to buy
new
controllers or anything else.
No.
Okay, so you're automatically saving money on that front, on the accessories. If you were to buy a PC and have it built for you or go to a box store and buy one that's comparable, you're probably looking at a PC that's running about with an i5 processor and probably has anywhere between 2 and 6 gigs of RAM for your graphics card. With that being said, you could probably buy a PC for about the same price and get about the same hardware or the same result.
I would assume you get more memory though with that.
With the PC?
When you're saying 2 to 6, that's horrible.
I think the
with
Xbox
today's
One,
standards.
Xbox One's running at 12 gigabytes of RAM. I think
this is GPU RAM.
You're talking about GPU with the.
This is GPU RAM. Like if you all right, let's say for instance you have, I don't even know what the top one has anymore.
7.
The 1080.
No, the Titan.
12.
It's not. Is it 32?
No, it's probably
24.
No.
I don't know what
Oh,
we're
you
talking
just spit
about.
numbers out.
I don't know what we're talking about.
So
I
So
somewhat know what
9,000.
I'm talking
no,
about.
DDR5 is video RAM.
Yes.
Okay, so and then on a computer you also have your other RAM. That's usually, I mean, I've got on my computer, I have like 32 gigs of RAM because I took a couple of sticks from my old computer
Dynamite.
and then just put them back in there.
It's dangerous.
Basically, that RAM is just helping your computer system in that way.
Yeah. I know
But
how that works.
I mean, the reality is, can you get a computer about the same price as or has the same compatibility or comparability? I mean, to an Xbox One X. I think the answer is no, not really. Like, you might have to spend an extra $100 on your PC to get, like, because of the accessories and everything else. You know what I mean? But it's close. I mean, an i5 is not that expensive. You're not talking about buying an i7 or the new i9 processors. So, you have a lot of saving opportunities. The most money that you're going to put into your PC is your GPU. That's your graphics card. Now, I personally spent like $400 on my graphics card as an upgrade. A few years ago, and I'm playing 4K games even back then. And I upgraded my monitor, which was another like $350 with G-Sync, because I have an NVIDIA GTX 980 Ti graphics card. And I got G-Sync monitor, which, makes the refresh rate great and everything looks amazing. And I could play at 4K. It's a 4K monitor. But that was a heavy investment on my part to my PC. So the trouble is, for me personally, because I've invested so much money into my gaming computer, and there are no exclusives for Microsoft's Xbox One X that isn't also available for your Microsoft 10 OS, your Windows 10, it's a no-brainer. I'm not going to put another $500 down to buy this console if I'm already rocking 4K on my PC.
So basically, because the way I see it, for just kind of talking, who is this console for?
If you don't own an Xbox, get it?
No, see, this is for, like, for instance, you're not going to have someone with an Xbox be like, okay, yeah, why would I get that when I can get a PC? I see people, like, for me, I don't have an Xbox, and I was really looking forward to this unveiling, but the lack of exclusives doesn't make a reason for me to spend $500 on it yet. I do have a PC, and a decent PC. I don't know. I don't have a 4K monitor though, so I wouldn't really be able to put that to the test. But for what you get, looking at the system as a technical achievement, like you're saying, it's phenomenal. I mean, the idea that you have a 4K Blu-ray drive in it, that alone is excellent. The only thing that I'm curious about, because you're looking at what's in this thing and what they have, each component costs. Is this something that's actually solid, or is this something that has nice things but cheaply made?
Well, you're never gonna find that out until they have your launch day one, and maybe a month or two afterwards, where some of these consoles are getting put to the test of real world application. I'm
gonna say just prediction real quick. I don't think there's ever
prediction.
I don't think there's ever going to be another console again that ever suffers the red ring of death. Period.
Yeah, I think
it would throw that thing in a box.
It would be.
They're going to wrap it in a towel
Yeah.
and see how hot it can get before it breaks, because they do not want to deal with that.
They built it next to a volcano.
There will be probably like the 1% defects that we see with a lot of electronics.
Right.
But I don't think
That's because they were
I
throwing
really
against
don't
the
think,
wall.
unless it's like something outrageous with manufacturing, I don't think we'll ever see something again where we have like a red ring of death situation.
Yeah.
Well, my other point too is, if you're looking at new hardware, there is always that trial. There's like your first version, your version 1, and then they come out with your version 1.5 or 2.0, which kind of fixes these little things, like maybe the CD drive inside like gets hung up, or the reader is unbalanced, or something stupid, like just the robot forgot to put one screw in the deck, and then the fucking thing just kind of falls apart when you shake it.
It becomes self-aware and murders you.
It could happen. Not that's impossible. But there are a lot of
Nothing's
things
impossible.
That
Don't discount that.
I do not expect your Xbox One X to get up off the shelf and kill you.
You know, it might be worth it at $500 if that's the case.
Chance of death by Xbox, $500. You know that's worth it.
So, I mean, I'm giving my perspective of it. You know, there are a lot of things that are great about your Xbox One X if you get it. But first of all, the price. I don't know a lot of people that are going to shell out $500.
They did it for the Kinect.
But
PS3.
PS3 was $500.
$700.
600. The original one was 600.
It was.
Yeah, 640.
Years ago, right?
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that.
That was one of the first Blu-ray players.
Yeah,
right,
with
and
a
this
console.
is the one thing that they do have going for them is they have a real 4K Blu-ray reader inside of the Xbox One X.
Yeah.
Which, what would you say by itself goes for like almost $300 maybe?
Well, because the technology is still new, I would say that's you're in the realm.
Yeah.
You're in the realm.
You know,
of
I didn't even
$300.
really think about that from a system perspective, like the fact that you are getting a Blu-ray player along with the Xbox.
See, that's
Well,
why.
no, it's a 4K.
4K.
Blu-ray player
It's like the
Xbox.
Ultra HD.
Because if you look back at PS2, that was one of the first. That was actually the cheapest DVD player when it first came out.
Yeah.
So that helped sales tremendously as well.
right.
And that was a big selling thing for that. So for them to actually be the first to have, the 4K Blu, because the PS4 Pro doesn't have it unless they decide to come out later with an expansion like they did for the Xbox 360. They unfortunately chose the wrong format back then. They went for what was it, HD
HD DVD.
DVD,
Yeah,
yeah.
HD DVD.
So and they chose, it was a gamble, but unfortunately their coin did not come up,
Yeah.
and they lost that war. But
I think
it's very nice that they went ahead with that because, like I was saying, the PS4 Pro does not have that.
If you're looking at the Xbox One X purely as hardware, so you want to upgrade your entertainment center
That's a good buy.
with a 4K Blu-ray reader and
with Game Pass and backwards compatibility.
If
Right.
you want to get Game Pass,
if you want to get the library of all the games and stuff, have backwards compatibility that goes all the way back to the Xbox.
Yeah.
I think it's a good. I think $500 is a decent buy, especially because the technology for 4K Blu-ray is so new and expensive as a standalone. Now, a couple of years from now, that price point has to drop.
I mean, every kind of technology price will
It
eventually drop.
has to drop, but it can't.
Next year it'll be like $450 on sale or something like that for Black Friday.
The one
bundle deal.
The one thing that will sell me on an Xbox One
Free
X
sandwich.
is if they make an exclusive game that I really, really want that is not out for Windows 10 and can only be played on an Xbox One X.
See, I don't think they're going to do that,
Yeah,
though.
they
Like, that's
can't.
against
They already
what Phil
promised.
Spencer's even said.
That's my point. That's my point.
Yeah.
For PC gamers, most of us who don't have the bankroll to just say, yeah, I'm going to get that because I want that.
Yeah.
It has to be a need for me to want that, especially with 2 kids at home.
Yeah.
I've already invested over maybe over $1,000, maybe $2,000 already on my PC, which is
That's a lot of Xbox One X's you could have got.
well, that's right, but it was over time. I'm talking over the course of 5 or 7 years. I put $2,000 into my machine, and most of the purchases were on the GPU.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like you could have had a better use of your money if you just bought 4 Xbox One X's.
Well,
Traded
made
them
a
all in
video.
for credit.
I'm gonna drop
What?
a
Mike?
intellectual bomb here. Thinking about $500, if you don't have any next gen system, you can buy both an Xbox One and a PS4 right now for the $500 it would cost you for the Xbox One X, and play the games on both.
Well, there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, see, the thing with this Xbox is people are gonna be going versus this versus that. You can't put that on this console. This console is literally for those who love Xbox, probably already have an Xbox One, and if they really want it, they're just going to trade in their Xbox, get some credit, and then put it towards this one. Like, that's literally all it is for.
I might do.
That's.
I mean, it's worth it. It's honestly worth it because you're getting an upgraded system, and you have
I'm
a 4K
going to keep my
TV.
Elite controller.
But you can't, like, a PC gamer's not going to be like, okay, I'm going to do this. A PS4, you're not going to transfer or make a Sony fan turn over to Xbox with this console.
Well, that's because a PS4 Pro don't they do like an upscaling to 4K?
Yeah, it's upscaling. It's a
checkerboard or whatever they call it.
Okay, so I mean,
upscale sampling.
And 4K.
This is supposed to be true 4K. Like the Xbox One X is supposed to be
my
true
argument
4K.
is
this one's not lying to you. It's 4K.
Yeah, like supposedly.
The reason why I say everything is so expensive is because 4K is still new.
Yeah.
And it's not in every household across America.
Yeah.
So or the world for instance. Like, so I mean, for instance, you're not going to buy a 4K machine if you don't have a 4K monitor or TV to appreciate it on. Now the PlayStation 4 Pro, how much is that going for?
$400 right now.
Right, and it's $100 cheaper, and you go.
It doesn't have a 4K Blu-ray drive though. It can only do 4K video.
But that's
streaming.
But I mean, like that's my point. Like,
yeah, I mean, and like again, like as we sit here and talk about this,
yeah,
I'm like thinking about the fact that a 4K Blu-ray player is probably like if you're paying into a system like this,
yeah,
that's actually probably a pretty big deal.
But here's
it
another
is a
question.
big deal.
Yeah,
because
but do you have a 4K TV?
Not yet, but one day.
Well, here's,
so that's what I
mean. Here's an important question with that topic or with that idea. Now, PS4 Pro can stream 4K,
yes.
right?
How
often do you stream versus buy a DVD?
I stream everything.
And would you actually spend more money to get a 4K DVD, a Blu-ray?
No, but it's like one of those things. It's like it's nice to have the option.
How much?
Like, I don't really like even like looking at like I like the option to be able to buy a digital video game just as much as I like the option to be able to buy a physical video game.
To have like a.
It's just nice to have
the
that.
more
as
choices
you
that you have, the better
library.
off it is.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I mean, like they're putting, they're going to make it so OG Xbox games are going to play on this.
So you wouldn't say Sony's smart by keeping the price at $400 without having that Blu-ray because they banked on streaming.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
well,
streaming's a big thing, and
streaming.
It's gonna go,
streaming is the future, right?
Yeah.
Like if you want to rent a movie, I rent movies on Amazon.
Yeah,
and eventually, I don't even know if they do it now. Is that you could rent a Ultra HD copy or version of that and watch it in 4K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you're saying too, I would also personally, if I'm going to do like Ultra 4K, I would probably bank more on the Blu-ray disc versus streaming online because then that's all the bit bandwidth.
The other
and all that
thing
stuff.
too, and I don't know the streaming elements of it work yet. Like if I want the best picture. I don't know how like HDR or Ultra HDR works when it comes in streaming. Like, is that like a thing, or is it just 4K that it's streaming at right now? Like, does it have that HDR element? Because on the disc now, you can get the Ultra HD disc with 4K, and the HDR will.
Yeah,
I think
so. Your best option would probably be the physical because you have all those options.
I don't know if it's a TV thing, like the HDR is just part of the TV, and it's not the actual content.
No, it's actually about compression.
Yeah, well, that's the question.
That's what it is.
I'm asking about.
Like if you look at the difference between DVD, HD DVD, Blu-ray, and then Ultra HD 4K Blu-ray, it's compression. It's how much do they compress the information from its original tape.
Yeah.
So, the less compression they have to do, the better the quality.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the I think that's where the line really is. It's like if you have a 4K TV and you have the money to shell out for this, and you were going to go and buy a 4K Blu-ray player anyway, Xbox One X is your game.
We're taking notes now.
Well, yeah, I got it. Yeah, I've been taking notes because
I got a whole thing over here. But we're like,
he's got a Venn diagram.
Venn diagram over here.
Got arrows and shit.
All right, so basically, like we're saying, we can't. Like, this is an Xbox One X versus PC. There is no... You can't put a versus on this console.
It's dry.
What do you mean a versus?
Like, you can't be like Xbox One X versus PS4 Pro.
No,
Xbox One X versus PC because you can't. Because
all the games play together. Like, that's the thing. Like,
it's a premium console.
Like the one thing that would have sold me, like, if they... they said like, hey, Xbox One X, you're getting Player Unknown Battlegrounds only on the Xbox One X because you need the certain technical features to do it. That game is really hot right now, and I kind of really want to play it. I don't have the PC to play it.
I think it's a launch exclusive, though.
I don't know if it is. But
Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
That's not exclusive.
No, but if it was.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But yeah. And like I said, it's gonna be coming to Xbox, so technically I can still play Battlegrounds on Xbox One when it comes out.
Yeah.
I don't have to have the X.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they could have gotten away with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but they're doing the right thing from a PR perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The other kind of thing that we kind of talked about, like all the different services, like it also comes down to like Xbox One X is slowly. I'm wondering if the end game too is having the services, but also allowing for the Xbox One X to be an all-in-one encompassing content creator. Like I'm really expecting them to allow for keyboard and mouse. I'm really expecting them to add and allow for the like third-party cameras and microphones, like the Blue Yetis, the Logitech cameras.
Mm-hmm.
So this kind of becomes the home of content creation.
So it's like a Steam box.
Yeah. In a sense, like, and I think that might be where they're going, and you're going to need that kind of power to do the editing at a high speed and rendering and all this other stuff. So that I just don't know if they're messaging that yet properly.
Are you saying turning the Xbox One X into a creativity,
a content creator? Like if you can buy, let me just say. So if you can buy if you can buy a $500 box instead of the PC, but you have all these different features and all these different services like Mixer. Like Mixer's the big thing that they were pushing, which is like the streaming service.
Mm-hmm. Right.
If you can have all this and it's seamless and easy to create content for YouTube, for Twitch, for whatever else,
you don't need a hard.
No,
you don't need the hardware to stream. And I was actually
well, not even the
no, you do. You need the hardware to stream.
The storage, the rendering, and all that stuff. John knows.
You need a high end to do a lot because if you're capturing and streaming at the same
your
time.
PS4 captures and streams
and clips.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Okay, so your Xbox One X processor or your CPU is, I think, because it uses all the cores at once. And because it only does this just because it's been modified to give you the best video like quality or gaming quality, it's equivalent to like an Intel i3, I think, because it uses all of its cores. Like other processors will like use other cores and separate their processes.
Yeah, you're reading an article on that, but
so
when you look at it that way, i3 is not that spectacular at all.
Yeah, they really got to go for the Pentium 4.
Yeah.
Push yourself back in the chair.
Jonah, you're there to look pretty, nothing else. The Pentium
4. So some other stuff. The one thing I did want to bring up, and I think it's worth mentioning, obviously they talked about Anthem. They're not going to have exclusive content. They said they don't really believe in the exclusive content, whatever they mean by
that. Because they didn't make deals.
It seems like Microsoft has kind of swapped with Sony for the last generation. I think we talked about that before.
Yes.
But it seems like they're almost giving up the living room. Like I feel like they're slowly just moving towards that Windows 10 PC platform.
Yeah,
Microsoft.
Yeah,
because originally it was supposed to be a new cable box that does like everything.
But the original reason for buying the Xbox or creating the Xbox was so that Sony could not take the living room. That was the reason that they gave for creating the Xbox.
The next is the bathroom.
Yeah, and now it seems like they're kind of starting to deviate from that. So I'm just looking at Xbox, looking at the state of Microsoft. I'm just like wondering like where are they going?
So you think this might be a little slow strategy they're working on?
I don't know. And that's the thing.
Like a bow out. Why would you bow out? That's
not
stupid.
A bow out, but like you're saying, he's slowly taking over the living room.
Yeah.
Slowly move towards PC.
Yeah.
The
next thing you know,
they
got your whole house.
No, the
they take down Steam.
That would be.
That could be next.
That might be the ultimate goal, honestly, because for a company like Microsoft, I think what they want to do is control the content on the big screen, the content on the small screen. They want you to be immersed in this thing that they call their Windows universe.
Do they call it that?
No, I just made it up. I was going to call it Skynet because it basically is. It just
there's 6 rings that you have to collect.
It's invasive, But it really, like, you know, get back down to the topic. Like, do you want to? I mean, how would you rate the Xbox One X as it is right now from the reveal a couple of days ago? Would that be something you would buy? Like, is that something you would buy right now?
No.
Jonah, would that be something you'd buy
I have two
right
other
now?
points after this. But go
Well,
ahead.
right now, no. But from what you guys have said, I think it's worth the money for that.
The Blu-ray player, right? Because now you're thinking about eventually if you want to get that 4K Blu-ray player. But again, you could always get the Slim and get a 4K Blu-ray player.
Wait, does that have 4K?
Yeah, it has a 4K Blu-ray player. Okay. But again, if you're going into the market, and I'm assuming it's a better drive, because evidently the drive in the Xbox One S is not a great 4K Blu-ray drive. I'm assuming the new one would have the better drive.
But like then it goes into, well, because they're obviously not going to be like, okay, we spent this much on this part, this much on this part. So like, how shelf are we talking?
All you have to look at is
parts?
the specs and say like what the read speeds are of the drive, and you'll be able to tell whether or not it's a better drive.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out in a few months.
Last 2 points that I want to bring up real quick is just that Phil Spencer did have a interview with The Verge, and he did bring up the exclusives question, and he did quote saying that there are things that are signed right now, but we are not ready to talk about them.
Esports.
All right, so I don't know what the plan is for that. Like I said, I'm assuming.
More Skyrim.
I'm hoping. I mean,
more Skyrim.
I'm assuming and I'm hoping that they're actually going to start throwing some money around and buying some quality studios that are going to start pumping out some quality, awesome single-player games. I know the other part of it was, too, and a great point is that the Elite controller, just kind of thinking about how this is a premium console.
Right.
The Elite controller was a premium product. It was a $150 controller. Everybody was like, you're not going to get away with selling a $150 controller. But he did. And they were sold out for a long time, and they couldn't meet demand. So I'm not saying by any means Xbox One X is dead on arrival.
Oh, no.
I think it's going to do well. I think it's going to catch the hardcore Xbox fans and anybody that might be looking into, like, hey, a decent Xbox or a 4K Blu-ray drive. I'm
waiting a year. I will see the Xbox One X in my living room probably after October of 2018. I only say that is because it's going to take me that much longer to save up for it, A. and B, the technology is going to get a lot easier to obtain, and the price of the Xbox One X actually may go down. So I'm kind of banking on that, because right now, for me, a $500 price point's pretty steep.
I probably won't buy it. I think it's worth it, but I still not that interested in it.
Do you have an Xbox?
No.
You don't have an Xbox. See, for
Slims
me,
are gonna come down.
For me, I don't have an Xbox. I was really hoping to be able to get one this year. You know, hopefully this one, but it's not showing me anything different, and that's why I never got Xbox, because what can I play on that I can't play on my PS4? And right now, there's nothing.
At the beginning, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds.
Well, am I going to be playing those games?
And Ori the Blind Forest. I'm sorry, the new one, whatever it's called.
Wait, Ori?
What?
Yeah, the new Ori.
Oh, Ori? No, that game made me sad. I don't want to play. I don't want to be sad.
Ori's a magical experience, all right?
It made me sad.
I'm gonna play Dragon Ball. All right,
and
I'm gonna get my
Dragon
tingles
Ball,
on.
You're gonna be able to play anywhere, so.
My arm hair stand up with Dragon Ball.
All right. So yeah, guys, that was our podcast.
Our second topic.
Oh, that was our second topic. Holy crap!
This is a long episode.
But guys, let us know what you think about the Xbox One X. Do you feel that it has the right to have a Versus next? Or could you compare it to anything? Or is it just a premium piece of the Xbox One family, and then that's exactly what it is? And are you interested? Let us know down in the comments.
Would you buy it?